Most of us hate updating our operating systems. Whether it's that mandatory 3 a.m. reboot or the 20 minutes you spend staring at a logo after a major security patch, updates are a necessary evil. But have you ever wondered why they feel so different on Windows, macOS, and Linux? It seems to come down to philosophy. Each of the big three has a completely different idea of how to keep your computer running smoothly and securely. Let's take a look at the three major update mechanisms and talk about which one gives you the most control. Windows, still by far the most popular PC OS, takes a very centralized approach. Think of it like a single massive courier service that delivers everything to your computer at once. This whole process is managed by the Windows Update service. For you, the user, this means two big things. First, almost everything from the OS kernel to the security patches and even your hardware drivers and firmware is bundled into one monthly cumulative update, known as Patch Tuesday. Microsoft's goal is to keep everyone on a common security baseline, and they try to enforce it pretty aggressively. The downside? Because the system is so complex, applying these cumulative updates often requires significant downtime and, yes, those mandatory reboots. You sacrifice some control and convenience for a consistent, secure experience. Apple's philosophy is security through isolation. Imagine your entire operating system lives inside a tamper-proof vault. Apple calls this the sealed system volume, or SSV. This volume is read-only, meaning nothing, not even you, can modify core system files. This is meant as a huge security advantage. When you run an update, the system doesn't try to tinker with files inside the vault. Instead, it essentially builds a brand new updated vault next to the old one and then swaps it in. To make this safe, macOS relies heavily on the APFS file system's snapshot. A snapshot is like a system-wide safety bookmark before an update. If something goes wrong, it can instantly jump back to the previous working state. This is quite reliable, but it's still a massive operation. Major updates require a full system reboot and can take a solid 20 to 40 minutes. It's a deliberate, integrated process that gives Apple full control over the user experience. Mainstream Linux is almost the complete opposite of Windows and macOS. It's an open-source, flexible, and decentralized system. Think of Linux as being built out of thousands of tiny, separate Lego blocks, if you like. Each block is a package, a program, a driver, or a library. When you update, you're not downloading one giant cumulative patch, you're just updating the individual blocks that have changed. This is called package-level granularity. It means updates are small, fast, and highly efficient. You have maximum control over what and when you update. The advantage is that because the core OS is separated into these small pieces, you seldom have to reboot your machine. The only time you generally need to is after updating the Linux kernel, which is the system's brain, if you like. The trade-off is that there's no single universal quote-unquote Linux update process. It depends entirely on which version or distro you're using. While the traditional Linux model, our Lego blocks analogy, is all about maximum control and package-level granularity, a new and increasingly popular trend is the rise of immutable Linux distributions, such as Fedora Silverblue and OpenSUSE MicroOS. These systems adopt a read-only core file system. This means the base operating system cannot be accidentally or maliciously changed while running, significantly boosting stability and security. Updates in these environments are done atomically, meaning they are downloaded and staged in the background as an entirely new system image. You simply reboot to switch into the new updated system, much like how macOS replaces its sealed system volume, but with one major Linux advantage. If the new image fails, you can instantly and reliably roll back to your previous known good image with zero troubleshooting. No matter your OS, here are 3 quick tips to make life easier. For Windows users, set your active hours. This is a setting that tells Windows not to reboot your PC unexpectedly while you're actually using it. Also, consider delaying major feature updates for a month or two until early bugs are squashed. For macOS users, you should enable the automatic installation of security responses. These are tiny, critical patches that usually don't even require a reboot. For the big system updates, use a convenient scheduled time since they do require full downtime. For Linux users, take advantage of your control. Enable automated security-only updates for basic safety and use tools like Timeshift or BDRF snapshots for easy system rollbacks. Update weekly if you're on a stable distribution. Ultimately, your operating system's update process reflects its core values. Windows prioritizes uniformity, macOS prioritizes security, and Linux prioritizes control and flexibility. So there you go. So that's another video in the can. If you found this interesting or informative or even funny, give me a like and maybe even subscribe. And remember, be excellent to each other.